is my basement, and I firmly believe that there was a ghost in my basement, and you will hear why in this video. I believe that there is some unearthly being that's among this part of my house, and it's a little creepy. There is a myth that babies are able to see ghosts, and I don't doubt that at all, since I in fact were one of those babies. Growing up, my mom throughout the years explained to me that when I was around 2 years old, learning to walk and talk, I would be in the basement with her while she was working out and tell her to say hi to a non-existent being that I was able to see. No, this isn't some invisible friend, as I'm only 2 years old and wouldn't understand that concept at that point in my life. This non-existent being is referred to by us as the guy in a green shirt. I know, kind of ironic, as my channel is all green, my merch is green, and my favorite color is, well, green. People will think this video is scripted for this reason, but just hear it from my mom. Alright, Mom?
Yes.
So, just for the record, I didn't tell you anything of what you're about to say or anything, right? This
Right.
is exactly how you remember it.
Right.
Tell me everything you know about the guy in a green shirt.
So when you were little, we used to have all your toys down here, and we used to be down here every day playing after we got home from work or you from daycare. Over there, where the bed was never there. It was just all your toys, and you would just sometimes just stare over there and say, and point and say, "Mommy, the guy with the green sweater is over there." And the first time you said that, I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" But you know, "Mommy, the guy in the green sweater is over there." Like, you just kept saying it over and over again. So I didn't, whatever. But after a while and coming down here all the time to play, you would constantly point in that direction and say the guy in the green sweater was over there. So you must have seen this guy in the green sweater. I just remember it was always a green sweater. The guy in the green sweater. I don't know what else.
And how often was it?
It was pretty much almost all the time we were down here.
For how long?
It wasn't too long, and then you'd go back playing with your toys. It was just like, the guy was down here playing. The guy was down here watching you play with your toys. It kind of became like this thing that you'd see him all the time in the corner over there.
There have legitimately been times where I've had nightmares and picture an older man with a hat wearing a green shirt walking around in my basement. Although I don't remember exactly seeing the person as I was so young, I firmly believe that his image is somehow stuck in my brain and is shown to me in various ways throughout my life. And even now, if I'm sitting down and really thinking about this topic, I can almost see him and picture him. The tall, skinny man with gray stubble on his face and looking down at what was once young me. It's like I have a really clear representation of this figure, but no clear memory of actually seeing him, as I was so little to remember anything for that matter. It is not only this that makes me truly believe that there is a ghost in my basement, but for these next reasons, they really get weird. What I am about to share with you is the earliest thing in my life that I am able to clearly remember to this day. By the way, I am recording this in my basement, in the dark, which is my biggest fear, alone. So that's why I just kind of freaked out when that went out. I was only 2 years old. Oh my god, that fucking scared me. Future editing CRF here, and this was a little strange. So I was just getting to the point where the ring light went out. But take a look at this. So if we really slow it down frame by frame, look down here. This is right before the ring light goes out. All of a sudden it gets really dark down there, and then it goes out. That's kind of weird that it got dark down there, like a shadow first. I don't know why the ring light went out. I actually don't remember, but that's a little creepy. I don't know what that is or what that was, but that's a shadow right before. The light's still on. That's a shadow right there. And then the next frame, it's out. And the frame before, it's not there. It's a little strange. I was only 2 years old and honestly don't know how I'm able to remember this, but I think the only reason logical is because this was the beginning of my biggest childhood fear of both thunderstorms and power outages. I don't exactly know what time of the year it was, but all I know is I just got home with my dad from somewhere, and my dad was carrying me inside. We were standing right here when the house shook from the thunder outside. My dad carried me in his arms to the basement into this spot right here. It started downpouring from the storm and there was lightning, so my dad put me down on the basement floor and said to me these exact words: "Buddy, I'm going to just quickly run upstairs to shut the windows so rain doesn't get in. I'll be right back, just stay here." And man, did he run upstairs. I'm talking the fastest I've ever seen this man run upstairs in his life. So I sat there on the basement floor and heard his footsteps pounding away upstairs, shutting the windows. About 30 seconds after he leaves, the lights go out and it is pitch black in the basement. I clearly remember the moment the lights went out and I started screaming on the top of my lungs, crying. Keep in mind, my dad was on the top floor of my house at this point on the opposite side of the house, and if you sprinted as fast as you could, it would take maybe about 45 seconds or so to get from there to the basement, including if you jumped down an entire flight of stairs. It's a pretty big house and it is very hard to move that quick through. I'm legitimately getting chills while writing this and talking about this to you guys, and I swear to God, I heard a voice down there that was not my father's. I also swear to you that it was in that moment that I believe I saw an unearthly being, which looking back is what I believe to be the closest representation I've had in my life of the guy in a green shirt. As soon as I heard my dad's footsteps coming down the stairs, he picked me up and apologized a million times to me. I could still picture it to this day. He's holding me, his face is right here, and he's saying, "I'm so sorry." And I was just screaming, crying. When I looked over, the being was really no longer there. For about 13 years after that moment, I was terrified, and I mean beyond terrified, like shivering in my bed terrified of thunderstorms and power outages. And when people ask why, it's just a thunderstorm. And when I even ask myself, why would I be so scared of just a thunderstorm or the power going out? Thinking back, I firmly believe that it's a subconscious thought that I have just ingrained in my brain. Basically, I was so nervous that if a thunderstorm came and the power went out, that I would see that guy in the green shirt again. I think that's the real reason why I was so scared for all those years, and I'm finally just starting to come to that realization, because the guy in the green shirt, there's nothing real about him. Now, usually when people grow up, they overcome childhood fears of ghosts and odd, strange, childlike things we all worried about as kids. But although less now, as I'm older, I still have a slight fear of being in my basement like I am right now, alone at night. There's just something about it that's just weird, and it's off even right now. It just doesn't feel right. I get an odd feeling when I'm down here. When I go even near the basement at the night alone. Call me any name you want, but it's not some childlike fear inside of me. It's a real bizarre feeling I get. Like, I feel it right now, and it's really just unexplainable. I don't even have words to fully describe it, other than just odd. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. And the last occurrence that I've experienced that makes me fully believe that there is a ghost in my house is the time when I was downstairs right here with some friends, sitting in this room on this couch watching TV in the dark. We were chilling on our phones and one of my friends looks over toward the staircase and says, "Wait, what was that?" We were all like, "What was what?" When we all looked over, I saw some white light flash quick. I was creeped out, and I looked over in that area for a few minutes, but never saw the flash again. There are no lights that could have done that, and it certainly wasn't the TV reflection off of anything, because that was a really bright flash, like a camera's almost, but in a line almost shooting up the stairs. It was just kind of like so sudden, I didn't really know what to think in the moment, but I really truly believe that that was one of the closest things I've come to in my house that's made me fully believe that there's a ghost. This video may seem a little far-fetched and a little weird, kind of just a little random, but don't forget to subscribe. We're on a journey to reach 100,000 subscribers by my high school graduation, so please, I'd really appreciate it if you did subscribe. And I'm legitimately terrified right now, so I need all the support I can get. Be sure to share with anybody you know the video, and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.